Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. In this video, I wanted to have like a little fun with you guys. And to anybody that's new, um, check out the beginning of my video. Get to know me, grow with me, understand what I'm about. But today's video, let's talk about paranormal activities. Now, we all have had paranormal activities. I want to hear about your paranormal activities, and I'm going to talk about today a couple of mine in the beginning. Okay, let's begin. Now, I'm going to talk about when I was an infant, a toddler. I want to say I was probably about 3 or 4 years old, and I remember my mom used to put me to bed, and it took me a while to go to sleep. And I would just stare at the ceiling, laying down on my back, and just stare at the ceiling. And I would notice that there would be small, swirling circles that would appear. And there would be like 4 or 5 of them that would just start swirling. And I'm watching this. Now, when you're a child, you don't really understand this stuff. And when you're sleeping or trying to go to sleep, your mind begins to try to figure out what's going on as you seeing these things happening. Now, when you at that age, you don't know anything about ghosts. You don't know anything about portals. You don't know anything about aliens. You don't know anything about that. So, as I'm looking at these swirling vortex portals, I notice something comes out of it, and it's a stuffed animal. It's a rabbit, and around this rabbit neck was a rope. And I don't know if, looking back on this stuff, man, I don't know if there was something that was trying to help me sleep, or was it something that was trying to install fear into me. I don't remember being afraid at that age. I was just more curious of what that was. Maybe I had a little fear, but I don't think I've ever shared that story until now with anybody. Maybe I've shared it with my wife, but I don't remember sharing this story. Okay, now let's talk about another paranormal story. Now, I had to be maybe about 10 years old, and my mom used to babysit my nephew at that time. This is what was my sister Deborah son, and he was, my nephew at that time. He's been deceased now probably about 8 years now, maybe about 8 years he's been deceased, and I'll talk about him too because he had the ability to see a lot of things as well. A lot of people in my family have these unique gifts of seeing, using their third eye. So, but anyway, so me and my nephew, we was in, my bedroom because I had, at that age of 10 years old, I had a lot of toys, and we would sit down on the floor and play with these toys that I had. And I remember my mom coming upstairs and saying that, his mother was here, and he was going to be leaving real soon, and then she went back downstairs to have a conversation with um, my sister. Now, this sister was on my father's side, but anyway, so my room door was closed, and my mom and my sister was downstairs. I can hear them downstairs talking. There was nobody else in the house, and I saw this shadow and this foot from up under my door because we was on the floor playing with the toys, and I saw this foot walk up to my door. Now, it kind of freaked me out because at that age, you're a little bit more aware of paranormal things. At that age, you've seen a few things. So, and I didn't even want to go to the door, and so I'm just watching this shadow, this foot from where I'm at. And eventually I did open the door, and me and my nephew, we went downstairs, and him and his mom ended up leaving. Uh, yeah. Well, let's talk about my nephew now. Now, my nephew, as he get older, he becomes a man. He's 21 now, and he had a rough upbringing, and this guy had so much going on with him. I try to help him as much as I could um, in his young adult age, but he had a lot of entities that would come and mess with him, mess with his mind, um, try to manipulate him. Now, he was strong, but he wasn't as strong as me. He didn't have the resources like I did because I grew up in martial arts, and I knew as I got older, I knew about the paranormal, and I had spirit guides that would come in and explain what my role was going to be here on Earth. Now, my nephew, I think he has spirit guides, but when you're not in tune with your guides, they can't help you. As much as they will want to, they cannot help you. And he bought into fear. When you are a spiritual being, you stand up as a spiritual being and you let fear go. That way you can see full circle or what you're dealing with. Do not buy into fear because you have the ability to overcome all of it. And what they're after is the fear. You will allow them to gain access by having fear. So fear nothing. So my nephew later just didn't have the support, didn't have the resources, and he ended up killing himself, committing suicide. From what I heard, he took a lot of pills and went out that way. So, and he was a star seed, no doubt about that. He was definitely a star seed, but just could not handle all of the negativity that Earth brings. Now, when you are a star seed, sometimes you just cannot connect with the human population because a lot of the human population is just asleep, and star seeds just don't have that connection because they are always in that high vibrational state, and when we get here, we just can't connect. It's just too much. And we look for certain ways to get back where we came from. So, and I've astral traveled, and I've seen him. A part of him is in the astral world, and he was a good guy. No doubt about that. He had a kind heart, very good guy. He got bullied a lot, and you know I'm the uncle, and I've always been that warrior type. I didn't play with anyone. I stood my ground, and I would really kick ass when it comes to seeing people getting picked on and being bullied. So I've always had that about me. But most people are not going to have that. Most people are going to go into fear. But anyway, I wanted to you know talk about your paranormal activities and share a little bit of mine. Guys, if you had like these paranormal activities that have happened in your life, please leave it in the comment section. Let me hear about your activities. Now, I want to try and do this maybe like once a week or once a month. I want to hear about, your stories, and if you see anything or have seen anything, let's talk about that. And for anybody that come across this video that isn't a subscriber, I want to hear about yours as well. Tell me about your paranormal activities. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be earthbound or it can be galactic bound. Well, anyway, guys, have a great day. I love, honor, respect you. Take care.